Looking like candy. Delicious.
Our new musical star on the program is Blowfly from Halifax, Nova Scotia, laying it down hard. But this is transcends every culture and continent that you could be from. This is something you're not going to believe. So take a listen, and then you tell me if this isn't exactly what gets people killed. In other words, we are supposed to live in an era where people understand getting back together, mending. It's all about resolution, getting, the whole, there you go. See, I knew something didn't look right there, right? Does that look better? See, now you can see a little something there. Now, what if you do this? You want to do a little, a wide shot there? Or is that's as far as, oh, I get it. You want me back on my mark. Is that what you're saying? Okay, great. Now, may I go on with the segment? Because we're still on the air when you start doing all of your, machinations here. Okay, Martin Scorsese, it's just on YouTube, all right? Try to relax. We're doing a segment 24 times a day. And even, what am I saying, 24? What are you, out of your mind? You can't even count your own segments. 28 times a day. You're on from 5 to 6 now in St. Louis every afternoon. All right, great. In Philly and all these other great cities. I don't mean to leave people out. I do that all the time. All right, so the continuity here is completely shot. So I just start over is what you're looking for? Because where's my Blowfly?
I want you, baby. You looking
Finally, I'm hearing what I want to hear my whole life. He says it. I mean, I'd really rather hear it not while I'm on the show trying to talk about something, but no, I don't. You know what? He's driving. That's not the right one. Here's the one he's supposed to be doing. You didn't even give him the right song. Ed Till Show, live on Talk Radio X, World Radio Network, WRN Plus, Live 95 around the country, in all time zones around the world. Welcome, Blowfly listeners, but get ready for these Muslim American traders.
This is not something new for me. I've been here for 30 years in the United States.
Now, the first thing I want to say is why they're on. They're on there because Peter King said correctly on Friday. Peter King and I and others know that this has been true for eons, it seems like, since 9/11, okay? If you don't remember what happened on 9/11, briefly, because you're young and, it was kind of all history books and it's all on documentaries, let me give it to you straight, okay? Let me give it to you. Look at this, man. You got to get that happening there. You're missing the whole visual there. All right. Now, which way you go? Oh, no, we can't go there. That's what you need. That's what you need right there. Now, see? I think that's your deal. I think you got it there now. Ah, that's the one. Okay, now, are you set? Can we go on with this segment, or is this, we're going to switch over to the guy that it came out in the NBA today? Maybe we'll go into that. You want to just switch off? No, I want to hear the traders. Okay. He begins as a Muslim American, saying that he is the victim here. Now, in America, we call this, in the Bronx, where I grew up, in New York, where I come from, in college when I went there, in broadcasting, in all different parts of the country, in St. Louis, in the great Midwest, all over America. This act where I say to you, do you realize the controversy that's going on here, that goes on with your fellow believers and your members of your community? And I say that to anyone in America. The first thing this man does is an old American tradition in some circles. Not everybody finds this, a tradition, but some people. It's called jumping on the cross. Do you know who Jesus was? Do you know what they did to poor Jesus on the cross? What they did was, the word that they did is, we have a word for what they did. It was crucified. And Jesus was crucified. It's horrible. He's one of the nicest guys in the history of the world ever, a god to many, and crucified. And what does that mean? Well, you put him up on a cross, nailed him in there, and left him out to die all day. Died like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Horrible, horrible scenario. So this guy. Now, let me give you his words again. I don't want to mislead you on what he says. You hear him say it yourself. You don't believe me. Listen to what he says.
Yes, this is not something new for me. I've been here for 30 years.
This is not something new for me. He's about to tell you about himself. Now, we are addressing with him a controversy about 9/11, about jihad, about attacks on America, about the second greatest attack on America in Boston, first greatest American attack in 9/11 New York, Washington, D.C., Shanksville, Pennsylvania. So, you know, this is, I'm starting to get lost with him, but I see it. It's called jumping on the cross. In spite of everybody else who's died, in spite of everybody else who lost their life, he's getting ready to start crying the blues to you about how it's been for him. Now, I say on Facebook, and say it now on the air, and say it to anybody at a cocktail party, at a card game. Tank, I'm going to get out there and play cards with you guys, I promise. I look forward to it, I really do. I'll tell anybody who listens to me, that is the sound, this jumping on the cross, this permanent victimhood of Arabic types. That is the kind of insensitivity in the face of dead Americans. It's the kind of blind spot that you have. Let me get you right in the camera there, buddy. You see the big finger waving right at you, pointing at you. Finger pointing is what I'm doing right now. I'm finger pointing at you, you lowlife Arabic son of a goat. Goat is what I'm saying today. I could say something later, but right now I'm saying goat. So let's pick it up. You, right away, it's about you. And I resent you when my buddies do something bad. Like, I'll tell you, when my buddies did something bad, you're like, oh, well, it's never happened to you. Yeah, it did, you stupid ass. I don't mind telling you. I'm going to slap you upside your ignorant, Arabic, stupid, jihadi face, slap you in your Quranic confusion. I'm gonna slap you right upside your stupid ass face right now. Because I'll tell you why. Because CNN hired Jake Tapper, and they got to be eating their shorts every day in that newsroom. This guy is a girl. He's awful. He's afraid. He doesn't know. He's uninformed. So Jake Tapper let this go by. This is why you listen to me. I don't want you to listen to Jake Tapper. You say, you know, you play a lot of that news on your show. Why don't I just listen to the show on the news? What do I know? Because you don't have anybody in this journalism community today who's going to clarify it for you the way it is, who's going to tell you the truth, who's going to weed through the lies on both sides. I do not take sides. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a lefty. I am nothing in that old paradigm. As for old people who think that way, I can't wait till they're all dead, because you and I are the only ones that know the labels don't apply. Labels don't apply. If you belong to a label, I'm sorry, you're dead. You just don't know it. You're like Conan O'Brien said, you're like print media. You're just wounded, and your head's been shot off, and you just don't know it. Any minute, you're going to drop over and be dead. So die and get out of the way for people like me and you and others next to you. You know the guy. You know the guy. You know, guy at your job. Guy lives 2 doors down from you. That guy. You know, he doesn't get any of this. He is a ass-kissing, politically correct, hugging everybody. There's no losers. Everybody's a winner. He is the decay of American society. And you and I are all American society has left. I mean, I know Alex Jones would like to ride with us, but he can't. He's a baby. We're doing grown-up work here. This is very grown-up work. This has nothing to do with conspiracy. It has to do with standing up in the public for public debate and calling out the media when it has the nerve to put a traitor to this country on the air. I'm going to let you hear more right now.
And every time it rains on...
Is a Muslim piece of crap, is a worthless scum of a Muslim dirtbag, scumbag, whore, dirtbag, filthy scum. I don't know, I get scum and dirtbag in there. I was trying to do that, you know, that perfectly balanced repetition, but the guy's got me very angry because he needs to get down on his knees, bro. When the Italians were responsible for Mussolini, every Italian in the world opened up the dialogue like, listen, we are at fault too. And I don't hear one son of a bitch on that Arabic peninsula, you dirtbag scum, you Jew-hating bastards. I don't know one of you that ever opens up a sentence, a dialogue ever, and says, we apologize. Our people, you don't. And that's why Peter King is right. That's why you're wrong. That's why we're on the air, and we're going to keep beating you over your freaking thick Arabic head till we split it in half and pour a gallon of freedom over your exposed cerebral cortex. Only when you are drenched in a bucket of freedom, only when we're soaking your shrunken head, you guys are going to have to be shrunken heads. I mean, you chose to kill thousands of Americans, and then you think you're going to come on American media, and just like that little Ma Bomber lady who I hate, I prayed for her to die. At night, I'm a Christian. I'm a Catholic, so when I enumerate my prayers at night, I say, Dear God, protect the children. Dear God, protect the good people. And then I say, Dear God, please kill this son of a bitch woman who needs to be dead. Please, God, get inside of her and give her one of your worst diseases and kill her slowly and painfully and make her beg forgiveness at the end. And you know what, Lord? When you forgive her at the end, I don't mind taking the recruiting fee. I will always, for my beliefs, I will always find someone who is horribly, miserably disobedient, and we will beat them until every ounce of humanity is almost out. And at the last second, when they beg forgiveness, then we're like, yeah, man, you want a cheesesteak sandwich, you want a pack of cigarettes, you can have anything you want, because you will renounce every single thing you think you are, you son of a bitch. And we will do it by smashing you over the goddamn head with freedom. That's what I learned from George Bush over the weekend. I was watching everybody, criticize his library. And I was like, well, you know what? I didn't used to understand George W. Bush, but now I do. And apparently his ratings are up because I think Obama's doing so bad on any given day that Bush doesn't look so bad to some people, but whatever. All I can tell you is the idea of going after these jihadis that hate us and smashing them over the forehead, splitting their eyes apart, just pull their skull apart, and you pour in this liquid freedom. It's incredible because they heal up instantly. And before you know it, they're apologetic for 9/11. Before you know it, they're accepting responsibility for what they've done wrong in the world to promote evil and how they've allowed evil to fester on their watch, their people. I mean, look, Catholics, as you heard on this show, they're responsible for all that child molestation. I don't let Catholics off the hook and go, well, it was just one bad priest. No, it wasn't. You're a scumbag if you're a Catholic and there was molestation in your parish. You're a scumbag. You're a what do you call it? What do they call you? A conspirator. You're a co-conspirator. We're going to continue with more of the Ed Tyll Show, but first, this is exactly what I've been waiting for.